Welcome back, friends. In the previous lecture we talked about the various strategies of report writing, and there we also discussed two methods of data collection, because data collection is an important ingredient in the writing of reports. As you remember, while talking about data collection, we discussed two methods of data collection. One was through observation and the other was through telephonic interviews. But then, as you might have witnessed, these two methods have certain limitations and they cannot stand true to data collection because of certain difficulties. But then, as a writer of reports, since you understand the importance of data, you also would like to know other methods of data collection which can be more authentic, because when you make observation you have certain limitations. When you want to collect data through telephones, again there are certain challenges. But then what actually are the remedies? Since in telephonic interviews you can hear the voice of the other party and the answers that he provides may also not be representative. The need then is to verify the data which you have collected either through observation or telephonic interview. So, for that we need to know some other methods. The first being is a personal interview. While discussing communication, we had discussed that face to face communication is better than other forms of communication. Why? Because when you communicate face to face, it is not only the words that matter, rather the non-words also matter. And in non-words, we consider the non-verbal behavior of the person, right from his dress to his bearing to the sort of gestures, postures, and also through use of silence and pauses in and between the words. Hence, face to face communication provides you with an opportunity where you are not only communicating with the person, you are also verifying the answer of the person. So, personal interview can be defined as a process of seeking information directly through a conversation with the individual. Now, it has so many benefits, even though it has some rigors also, because suppose you want to collect data on a particular problem where you need to interview so many people, of course you will have to undertake journeys, and when you undertake journeys in order to interview people based at different locations, the travel of course cannot be written off. But then you are going to use personal interview as a sort of conversation with a purpose. It is here that while you start the conversation, much care has to be taken as how to initiate, how to frame questions, and how to frame questions in such a subtle manner that you elicit the response which is required. As it is direct exchange of information, you are not only watching the person's movements, but then at times when you want to have crucial information, the ambience also matters a lot. So, not only Does his voice speak or give clue? His facial expressions, but then you have to be an expert one as regards reading people's facial behavior, and of course the general behavior also becomes very explicit, because I am reminded of one quote by Freud where he says, "He who has eyes to see and ears to hear can convince that no mortal can keep a secret. If his lips are silent, he is chatting with his fingertips. Betrayal seems to ooze out of him at every pore." My dear friends, the essence is that in a face-to-face communication, however hard you try, your internal emotions are written largely on your face. Your face is the index of the mind. Of course, it is only with experienced people who can manipulate their expressions, and also at times manipulate their facial behaviors, but then it cannot continue for a long time. You can easily understand in case there is something going to be hidden by the other person. So, when you are going to conduct a personal interview, there are certain precautions and there are also certain advantages. It is actually with an aim to gather information about people's attitudes and feelings. As I have said earlier, the feelings of every individual are written on their faces. They cannot hide it, and it also allows you an opportunity to learn from people with intimate knowledge of a problem, which cannot be possible over telephone, because every person, if he is at a lofty position and responsible position, he has certain limitations of time. He has also certain restrictions regarding the disclosure of certain pieces of information as well. So, in order we have to conduct a personal interview. Moreover, if you have made your own observations about a person, so in such a case you can verify and you can supplement the information which you have gathered from either from questionnaire or from observation or from telephones. But then in such a situation you need to practice your own cleverness and you need to practice your own experience as how to frame questions so that you may get the requisite answer. What actually are the advantages? As an interviewer, if you are going to conduct the interview with an aim to have data collection, and also it is an interview in a physical setting where two people are together, the real control lies with you. I mean, the interviewer has the full facility of controlling the situation. You see, you might have framed the question very carefully, but do not underestimate the other person who is going to answer your questions. So, at times he may create such a situation or he may deviate you in such a manner. That is why you need to have a proper control with you and a proper intelligence so that you may bring the interviewee back to the question. Moreover, questions need to be interpreted. In a face-to-face conversation, you have all sorts of facility. You may ask all sorts of questions, and when you ask questions, suppose the other party is not ready to answer, but then you have that caution and you have that care, you can at your best with your experience elicit the proper responses. Sometimes there are certain ambiguities and this can be cleared, these misunderstandings can be cleared in a face to face interview. Moreover, you can also secure accurately representative replies, because people may lie over telephone, but they may not lie when you are having a personal interview. Sometimes it may be that if you have sought an appointment and you have also told him the nature of the interview, there may be some amount of manipulation, but as a careful and intelligent interviewer, you will be able to interpret the answers. You can also receive first hand impressions which will throw light on the data procured by the questions. So, the need here is to be extra vigilant when you are having a sort of interview. Let us try to understand certain tips that can be utilized when you are conducting interviews for data collection. You need to understand that you are clear not only about the nature of the questions, but also about the time and information. An interview cannot go for a longer time. You have and the people you are going to interview, they may be BG professionals. So, you are to frame your questions in such a manner that not only does it save time, but it also allows you to get the requisite responses, meaning thereby make your questions as standard that any attempt by the interviewee to deviate you may not work. You can always, because you have the control with you, you can always bring the interviewee back to the point by using your own communication skills. It is not that only the interviewee is very communicative, you have to be extra communicative, meaning thereby you have to go an extra mile to get the requisite response. If you feel that certain things have to be jotted down, you can jot down, but many people would not allow. That is why there is another facility that certain interviews are also recorded. In a digital age of today, you have all facilities, but then depending upon the nature of the person, depending upon the need of the situation, you need to frame your questions in such a manner that you can derive or you can have proper answers. Remember, personal interview can be one of the authentic methods of data collection, because whatever you are asking, you are not only being answered, but you are also being answered not only verbally, you are also being answered non-verbally. That is why it has an advantage over other methods of data collection. Suppose the interview starts and there is a question where you feel that the other person starts giving arguments. Remember, it is always better to allow more room to the other party, to allow more room to the interviewee, and from your point of view, restrict yourself from arguing. There is no need of much argument, let the other party speak. You simply have to derive the facts, you simply have to derive the right answers. Allow more room, and by doing that you will assume a subordinate role, meaning thereby you will give a dominant role to the other party. You know, sometimes if you allow some more space to the other party, you will find that you get benefited by getting more answers. Moreover, as a careful communicator, you have to listen very carefully, very attentively. Every word that the person speaks may give you some clue, may give you some symbolic hint, and then it is always better not to put certain embarrassing questions. Of course, the main focus of your interview is to collect the data, but please do remember that if you put a very straight question which some way or the other is going to affect his image, you will not be able to get answers. That is why you need to frame your questions in such a subtle manner that the other party does not get affected, moreover you get answered. That is very important, especially since you have to travel to a distant place in order to get an interview, it is always better to seek the appointment in advance. People may be busy, people may have some other commitments, some other appointments. So, tell him why you want to meet him and what is the purpose of this interview, and also be courteous and tactful throughout. The less you speak, the better. Allow the other person to speak more, and please keep your eyes and ears open, because you have to take immediate feedback which will work wonders in terms of providing data with the help of personal interviews. But please do remember that personal interview, as it is a costly affair and it also has lots of rigors of journey, it is advisable to go for another method, which is questionnaire. Now, in order to get data from questionnaires, let us try to understand what are questionnaires and how it can be helpful in getting data through questionnaires. One advantage that questionnaire has got is it saves you from the rigors of travel. If you frame one questionnaire, but then much depends upon how you frame the questionnaire. With one questionnaire, you can distribute or you can send the questionnaire to different people spread out in different locations. You have to mail questionnaire to all members, but then you have to decide which people or which segment of people are important in providing you the representative data. So, you have to do a lot of exercise while you are going to frame a questionnaire to elicit proper response. Moreover, it saves time, because it saves you from the hazards of journey, and people are also, busy people, at times they may not give you much time to answer when you seek even an interview. Then if you send a questionnaire, maybe the questionnaire is sent back, but sometimes you may also have to pay for the extra postage so that the other party may not feel any pain of spending anything on questionnaire. You can frame questionnaire in such a way that every question, if it is a question which is closed, but then for that you have another way, and that is follow up question, which can be also situated just after the closed questions. Now, since it is a convenient method for the respondent, you have a deliberate chance to look up information, especially if you are working on a very complex problem and you send questionnaire, because questionnaire allows other people to answer it at their liberty, at their leisure. So, that is why it is convenient. Moreover, as in personal interview, you can have the control. Here there is nothing like control, and the bias of the interviewer is eliminated. There is no interviewer who can control the situation. So, the respondent is fearless. It has also been seen that people who do not want to write their names or disclose their names, that also can be allowed. They can keep their names secret. Moreover, there is no need of interviewee to be identified. Your main concern is to get the data and not the name of the person. If you standardize the question, I think that will work wonders for you. But then there are certain disadvantages also. Every coin has got two sides, my dear friend. Even though it may be distributed to large number of people, it at times becomes quite difficult in securing replies in the nature of questions. There are some questions which many people would not like to answer. People decide to answer based on their likes and dislikes. Sometimes the number of questionnaires you have sent is often not the number of questionnaires that you receive, because many people take it very casually, and that is where the need of personal interview arises. So, in case the response is small, the data that you get through these questionnaires may not be representative. So, representative sample cannot be obtained, that is one danger in this method of data collection. And another impediment is that there always is a sort of uncertainty. Nowadays you will find that people have started sending questionnaires even through mails. You as a respondent, you will at times feel that you do not want to respond to such a questionnaire because you think it is a sort of additional burden. But then depending upon the nature and the need of data collection, intelligent people see to it that they send the questionnaire by post and also pay for the return post, so that by courtesy people may respond. Moreover, sometimes people, of course, they return the questionnaire, but the questionnaire is inadequately answered. It is not answered up to your expectations. Answers of some questions may appear very meaningless, fine. So, hence the person who is going to frame the question need to be extra vigilant. Some questions are also left unanswered. Moreover, there is another danger, that is there is a lurking fear that complex and confidential information people do not want to share, nor do they want to respond. Cost of per mailing is low, but the cost of per return is high. So, that is another disadvantage, but since your main aim is to collect data, price or cost does not matter much, provided the respondents send you back the questionnaires answered. Now, when you are framing a questionnaire, you have to be very careful. You know, since it goes to people who are separated by geographical distances and time and all, you need to make your questionnaire very attractive. How to do that? That is why, and you can also have a long questionnaire, but see, too long questionnaire often becomes unresponded. So, it is better to keep your questionnaire short and make it very specific. You can also divide your questionnaire into two parts. In the first part, you may provide a sort of personal information where people will be very tempted to answer, and after the personal details you may go to the required section where you have your desired questions. The nature of questions can also be close ended. I mean, suppose if you are going to carry out research on the smoking trends, it is always better to ask the question very directly rather than asking what is your reaction to smoking. So, in such a case it is better to ask, do you smoke? Fine, and such a question will be closed question, the answer will be either yes or no. Sometimes you also may have to provide a question based on the rating system. The rating may be 1 to 10, 1 to 20 like that, and you will provide the question where you expect your respondent to answer how do they rate it. And then there are open ended questions. Here you are actually giving a choice to your respondents to express their own opinion, and when they express their own opinion, I mean, you have to leave some more space, because many people feel tempted to give you a proper response. And here you can also understand people's attitudes, and based on so many questionnaires, in general you can come out with the trend of attitudes people have to a certain matter, to a certain aspect. And then you also have multiple choice questions. Here you provide 4 multiple answers, and the answers are provided in such a manner that the requisite answer is given by the respondent. So, these are the types of question, and when you are going to frame the questionnaires, please see, the language plays a very crucial role. Make your questions straight and simple as possible. You know, if the wording of a questionnaire or the phrasing of a questionnaire is difficult, or it is linguistically cumbersome, people may not respond. So, what you need to do is you need to make questions as simple as possible and then arrange your questions very logically. If you arrange your questions logically, people feel tempted to answer them. It should not appear that you are asking one question and suddenly you jump. You know, there has to be a coherence not only in the questionnaire, but in all sorts of communication, especially written communication. People love coherence better, and then try to keep your questionnaire short. No, even if you are working on a very complex problem, but let your questionnaire be short. Sometimes, because you know your basic aim for a questionnaire is to get the response, and you have certain tricky questions, sometimes you have leading questions. No, so if there is a tricky question, let this question be put either in the middle or towards the end, not in the beginning and even not towards the end. Otherwise it will be very difficult to understand, it will be very difficult to get the answer. So please put tricky questions at a particular place so that the respondents may not feel offended. Moreover, you have to avoid leading questions. There are certain questions which people would not like to answer. For example, if a person is asked, do you drink alcohol, or which brand of alcohol do you take, or sometimes if you ask, if you ask which movies do you like, fine, or sometimes you mention, do you read the Times of India, it may be a leading question. Sometimes people also ask some personal questions which are embarrassing. So it is an advice that let such questions be dropped. Please divide your questionnaire and let your questionnaire be free from errors. You know, if there are grammatical errors, people would not like to answer to such a questionnaire, because it some way or the other it tells them about your background. So you need to make your questionnaire free from errors and see that your questionnaire is attractive. Moreover, every questionnaire should have a covering letter, because it is the covering letter that tells people why they need to answer this question, and through covering letter you as an interviewer also are going to assure them that this questionnaire or this response will be kept secret. You know, people can answer you only when they know that it is of some use to you, as well as it is not going to do any harm to them. Questionnaire is one of the best methods of data collection, but remember, in order to get the proper response you need to ask the right questions. It is only the right questions that may bring out the right response. Dear friends, let me close this lecture by quoting from John Ruskin, who says, to be able to ask a question clearly is 2/3 of the way to getting it answered. The meaning is, much of the answer of a question lies in the question itself, provided it has been framed very meticulously, very carefully and very advantageously. I do understand that with these lectures you have understood how to collect the data for a report, and once you have collected the data, all you need to do is you need to analyze the data, organize the data, write the outline so that you may start writing the report. Thank you very much. I wish you all a very good day ahead.